Well, good afternoon and welcome to Fit for Life pop-up gym in Uppingham in Rutland, the jewel in the crown of Middle England. It is Monday the 2nd of February 2026 and it's Lola Féile Bríde in Ireland. In other words, it's St. Bridget's Day in Ireland. It's the first day of spring, would you believe it? So we're going to crack on and attempt to do what I done on Saturday. And I forgot the all important obligatory gym gear. My new ultra sleek gym kit, gym wear. This is very important. That goes along with the false eyelashes, the bum lift, the fillers in the cheeks and in the lips and all that nonsense. Yeah, earlier when I'd finished walking, when I say we had finished, myself, Axel and Nora, when we had finished walking Percy in Gleyston, we dropped into Scandinavia for a cup of coffee and sat alongside Charlie, the Rutland blogger, aka Rutland Creative, and we were just chatting about how young women of today are destroying themselves with bum lifts and fillers in their lips and fillers in their cheeks and all that nonsense, and they don't realise what they're doing to their bodies. But anyways, they will learn when it's too late. So I'd have really nice coconut milk cortado and a salted a cookie of some sort, salted caramel, that's what it was. Jesus, right, okay. Yeah, we started. What time is it now? Come on. Oh, right, we started our workout. Had just gone 1300, 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Got 2 more sets of this, and then we're going to repeat what I done on Saturday. We're going to do some bench press, flat bench press. We're going to do a little bit of tricep extension, a little bit of dumbbell curl. Excuse me. And actually, it wasn't too difficult to get the old Marks and Spencer's training on and off after doing the bench press, given that I haven't done for shit over a year. But Marks and Spencer's do quite nifty undergarmenting. You should try it. One more set of clean and press. That's 4 sets of 10, well 3 sets of 10 with 1 more to do. Normally give yourself anywhere between 15 to 30 seconds breather in between each set, just to allow yourself to recover properly. And then we'll go on to 2 sets of 20 flat bench press, then 2 sets of 20 tricep extension, and 2 sets of 20 curls, dumbbell and hammer curls. That'll be a set of 20 dumbbell curls and a set of 20 hammer. That clean and press does put a lot of pressure on the old wind bag for a how do you describe it? An isometric movement. It's not really a cardiovascular movement per se, but it really does put a lot of stress on the old puff bag. any movement worth the salt, be it a free weight movement, using your own body weight or whatever, it has to incorporate application, technique and control. If any one of those three components are missing, throw the fucking bar away and just go in and sit down and watch a bit of television, because I've seen too many clowns since 1976, when I first heard playing with these things, hurt themselves because they think they know what they're doing, they haven't got a fucking clue. And just to add insult to injury, they go and talk to people who they think should know better and who are supposed to be looking after them and instructing them, and they haven't got a fucking clue either. So you're pissing into a colander basically and hoping for the best. Right, okay, here goes. You get your rise directly underneath the bar, so that when you took the power out, it's exactly where it needs to be to execute a proper bench press. And make sure your hands are equally distant either side. Get yourself into the correct position before you proceed with any part of the movement. Make sure your back is flat, hence that's why I'm bringing my feet up, so there's no curvature of my lower back. So I'm not hyperextending my lower back at any stage or putting any undue pressure on it. Oh, there's two red kites up there. Out. Yeah, two red kites. Oh, yes, I can see one, still see one of them. This is the beauty of working outside. You're not in some sanitized, disaffected to within an inch of its life, soulless friggin' box. You're out in the wide open space, just soaking up real life. Now we've got one more set of 20 to do, and it's just starting to miss just a little bit. Okay, so we're all set. There we are. 2 sets of 20 done. Woo. Again, not putting any pressure at any stage on your lower back. Your back is one of the biggest muscle groups in the body. It's also one of the weakest. So, at all times you protect your back. Make sure it's strong, but even when it's strong, don't abuse it, protect it. Because you've only got one back. And as I learned to my very expensive course back in 1979 in a gym in Dublin, trying to impress some young ones with my prowess with the weight, I basically fucked up my lower back. So you don't want to go there. very, very expensive lesson to learn. Right, we're now going to do arms. And we're going to work on the tricep first, because the tricep, albeit 3 different muscles, lateral, medial, and lateral, medial, middle, head of tricep. The tricep is the weaker of the upper arm muscles. So always work the weaker muscle groups first, but the stronger muscle groups can take the punishment later. I've taken my hat off because I noticed when I done this on Saturday, my arm kept snagging on the hat on the way down. Now you'll notice in this movement that the predominant side of the body, which is my right hand side, will always move more fluently and will go through a greater range of movement because of being predominantly stronger and more flexible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I always count up to 10 and then I count backwards. So unless you're inherently stupid, you'll never lose your way in reps, and hopefully not in sets. I'm only doing 2 sets, and even I can count 2 sets. Right, okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm doing one facing, so you can see. I'm not going to turn my back, so you can actually see the range of movement from the back. So exact same movement. Make sure your feet are square on the floor, so even though you're sitting down, you still have a good solid platform on the floor. So in other words, your leg is at a right angle to your thigh at all times. Not here, and not there. There. At a right angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh shit, that's probably cooked. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, even I'm impressed, given that I'm a young 66-year-old and I've been at this since 1976. How quickly my body has recovered after those 3 new movements. I know I've done it, but it's responding well, and that's the biggest mistake most people make, is they don't listen to what the body is saying to them. If you don't do that, you're going to come unstuck and you're going to hurt yourself, and then you can basically fucking throw your training program away, but you're going to spend anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks scratching your arse waiting for everything to heal before you can start again. So now we're going to do dumbbell curl. This is working on the bicep, bi meaning two heads of the bicep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that's one set of curls done. Then we're going to do a hammer curl, which basically gives a little bit more depth to the bicep. Brings in more of the outer head of the bicep. What we would term as the lateral. So you've got medial head and lateral head of bicep. Median meaning inside and or middle, and lateral meaning outside. Right, so this is it. One more set to do. Put the kit away, go inside, stretch. Finished. Done. Okay. So a hammer curl, in other words, your forearm is the handle of the hammer and the dumbbell is the head of the hammer. Feet again square on the floor, so you've got a good solid base, so you can actually concentrate on the actual movement itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh fuck. Okay, that's that done. Now, where are we? So it's 86, 96, 2006, 2016, 2000. Fucking hell. So I've been lifting. This has never dawned on me before. It's just as I was doing that, I thought, fucking hell, how long have I been doing this? 50 years. This coming September, I've been chucking these bad boys around. 50 years. That's half a fucking lifetime. Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah. I was living in, when I first moved away from Roscommon and Paddy's Day in 1974, I had to leave home because if I didn't, the outfitter would have killed me or I would have killed him. So I left, and I was Paddy's Day in 1974, so I think it took me a little while to bed myself in Dublin, but it was completely alien to me. Completely alien. Country boy, fucking clodhopper, moving into the capital city of Ireland, basically. And yeah, it took me a couple of years to sort of bed myself in, but I don't know how I found this gym in South Great George Street in Dublin, just off Dame Street, just literally around the corner from TCD, Trinity College Dublin. And I finished up, not how long training in there, but I finished up getting a job in there, and I worked in it as a gym instructor under its then name, the Eurosports Club. Then I left and went and lived in Holland and worked in Holland in a factory, manual labour in a factory for 9 months. And then I came back to Dublin, and myself and Vincent, who sadly now is no longer with us, we lived together. I have some experience that, but anyways, that's by the by. And then I went back into the same club and got my old job back. then it was then known as the Sports Connection, and then so that would have been 81, and I spent a couple of 3 years there. Then I left there. I don't know why, but I left there, and then I went down to Middle Abbey Street in Dublin, slap bang in the centre of Dublin, and I worked in a real, I don't know what possessed me, but I did. I worked for this guy called David Haggerty. I wouldn't think he's any longer with us, so, but anyways, he ran this gym called Trim Down. It was above, oh, what the fuck was the name of the travel company? Abbey Travel, that's what it was called, Abbey Travel. We were above that office because it was a 2-floor gym. And I worked there for probably a couple of years, and then I came across to London. So I truly served my apprenticeship in various different gyms in Dublin, and then when I came across to London in '86, well, I was a very big fish in a very small pond in Dublin, and then when I came across to London, I was a very small fish in a very big pond, and the only job I could get at the time was security work. So I ended up doing 12-hour shifts 6 nights a week for 18 months, nearly fucking killed me. And then I joined British Telecom for 7 years. I was a substats engineer for 7 years in the City of London, out of Monument Exchange on Great Tower Street. And I got talking to one of the engineers that used to come into the building I was working in, and he could see I was totally pissed off with what I was doing. And he says, "Oh, I don't know if you know, but BT are looking to, they want to hire some engineers." Now, what I knew about telephones, you could write on the back of a postage stamp. I'd go as far as to say that a pig knew more about a package holiday in Spain than I did about telephones. But anyways, I managed to con my way into BT, and I spent 7 years with them working on key and lamp systems, ambassadors, senators, ensigns, emblems, all small call connect systems that were in vogue in those days. And then BT, in their infinite wisdom, wanted to get rid of a lot of people, and I walked away with a nice handout. I went back to the fitness game and re-educated myself, and I've been involved in it ever since. May, I think it was May 95, and then I ran the gym down in Essex in Sports and Country Club called Ashford Sports and Country Club. I ran the gym there for 12 years. Then I came up here in 2004, and I've been here ever since. But obviously Fit for Life took a backseat because, again, I was an even smaller fish in an even bigger pond up here. Nobody knew me at all. So it took a little while to get myself established, and I just had to find other jobs to run alongside to try and earn a living, because you got to pay the bills. You can't turn up to the bank manager and say, "Well, look, this is my profession, but nobody wants to pay me at the minute." And he says, "Fuck off, go and get a job, but you've got your bills to pay." So there you have it. That's a plotted history. Right, so there you have it. Re-raw agus rúla búlia. Workout done. This box here has got my paper toweling for my treatment couch. Which I will put up from behind, right? which young Andy will be adorning this evening, because I've got a sports injuries clinic this evening. Young Andy, I'm gonna beat him to within an inch of his life. Sort his back out for him. Yeah, young Andy comes to me once a month just to sort his back out. Well, he comes to see me, and he goes to see another specialist in town here in Uppingham. And we keep him on the straight and narrow, keep him mobile. Again, similar thing to me, fucked his back up. And but I'm fine. Once I keep myself fit and keep myself flexible. The last time I had serious problems with my back was 20 odd years ago. I couldn't put this right foot on the floor. I was absolutely howling with pain, and they wanted to operate me, and I told them to fuck off. I says, I'll sort it out, and I have. So there you have it. Anyways, forgive my bad language, it's part and parcel of who I am. Thank you for joining me. Have a great St. Bridget's Day. Today is the first day of spring, so goodbye from Fit for Life pop-up gym in Uppingham in Rutland, the jewel in the crown of Middle England, on Monday the 2nd of February 2026. Let's see how long that's take. Oh, right, 34 minutes, and I've been gassing for a few minutes on there, so probably the whole lot, again, about 28 minutes to do my workout, 28 minutes. So you don't have to spend a whole lot of time. You just got to know what you're doing, and you've got to know how to use the weights properly. Then you can literally stand on your head and you won't hurt yourself. Be kind to each other, and until the next time, goodbye.